right, how we all doing, baseball fans? The Red Sox are back. Major League Baseball is back, and I just wanted to do a little rant about just why I love the baseball season so much. As opening day started a week ago, Red Sox are currently losing to the Tigers, but I don't even care at this point because it's just so great to see the game back. It's great to be able to turn on the TV and see baseball going on, baseball coverage on MLB Network, baseball games on NESN or Yes or whatever your local station is. And getting to why I love baseball, it's actually for a few reasons that a lot of people don't like baseball. A lot of people think the season is too long. I actually love that the season is as long as it is. I love that they play games almost every day. I love the sport itself, obviously, so that's a big part of it. But, the game of baseball is such that, you can watch a game, check it out for a little bit, come back to it later, It's not like some sports where, the end of the game is the intense part. I mean, there are some baseball games where there's a lot of scoring in the early innings. There are some games where there's no scoring until the ninth inning. So, you always kind of want to keep your eye on it, but you're not always watching, a really intense game. There are some blowouts. There are some, tight games. The thing about baseball is there being so many games, you just never know what you're going to get. Any random day in the middle of May or June or August could be a no-hitter. It could be a spectacular game. It could be a 10-0 blowout in the first inning. You just don't know. And of course, because there's no clock in baseball, there's always that chance for a comeback, even if, as many numbers as there are in baseball. There's a guy who's not supposed to hit home runs. There's a pitcher who's not supposed to give up home runs. There's great closers, great starting pitching. So, baseball has all these numbers figured out for, how well a player's going to do, how well, how the field affects the play and all that stuff. But you don't know until you watch the games, and that's why it's so much fun. The odds are sometimes against you, but there are still these really great comebacks, and that's why I watch. That's why I love to watch. And I just love baseball, just being around. I know that sounds weird, but I think baseball is the only sport, in fact, it is the only sport that I'll listen to on the radio, because I'm out a lot during the summer. I'm driving places, going to jobs, and taking trips, and, I could put on the radio and listen to the Red Sox game and get a pretty good experience. I obviously it's not as good as watching it, but, the 1-1 count, here's the pitch, and fouls it off, 1-2, you get kind of invested in it, I get mad, oh, he strikes out, damn it. It's just really good compared to, basketball on the radio or hockey on the radio where it's they shoot the puck up. Oh, man, he missed it. It's all right, that didn't really do much for me. But baseball. No, I really love baseball. I love kind of the ups and downs of the season. The beginning of the season is always kind of a fun thing because, baseball's back. And it's this exciting thing, the home opener, opening day, which for the Red Sox was the same day. Whatever new players you got, you get to see them make their debut. So Chris Sale saw him make his first start a couple days ago. That was a big acquisition. Every year there's some kind of big thing you want to see. Maybe an old player returning to Fenway after, not after being traded. John Lester's coming back to Fenway for a series against the Cubs. There's all these little things. Of course, your first Red Sox-Yankees game. That's always exciting. And just all across Major League Baseball, that's the other thing. Unlike other sports where I just have maybe one favorite team or maybe I'm indifferent, I've got a lot of teams I like in baseball besides the Red Sox. I got the Mets, I like the Dodgers, I like the Cubs. I was happy they won last year. I actually felt bad for the Indians, though. So, it is kind of a conflict of interest because I like so many teams that go against each other, but then I have my teams I don't like obviously the Yankees and a few other ones. So there's always kind of a rooting interest for me, even if I just turn on a random game. I prefer the Red Sox, but I love to watch baseball analysis throughout the year, throughout the season. And then, from the beginning of the season, you get to the All-Star break, which is a really fun time, kind of a time to slow down the season. And, you get to see all these players playing together for the only time of the year. The home run derby's fun, all that good stuff. And then you get, obviously, to August and September where the pennant races are heating up. And depending on how well your team did, then you got the trade deadline in there too. But depending on how your team did, maybe August and September is meaningful, maybe it's not. But, it's still just fun to watch. Like I said, you have all these teams the last week of the season. They need to win a game to get in the playoffs. And then there's a one-game playoff first round. So, there's a lot to look forward to. October has given me some of the greatest baseball memories, of course, 2004. Which is when I started watching the Red Sox. I actually started watching them in 2003. And, that great journey, being on the edge of your seat for those extra inning baseball games. And Yeah, no, I love October baseball, obviously the World Series and all that, but it's a great thing. And the off season, I remember I used to really just like wait all season for baseball to come back. I'd wait through the winter and January, February, and then just to see one spring training game was great. And now, I'm a little bit less into it in that regard. Like baseball's back, it just kind of feels good, but until the season's been back like a month or so, I don't really get too into it. I mean, I like it. Like I like, watching the early season games, but I don't take them too seriously. Like, Red Sox won a really thrilling game against the Pirates, an extra inning game. I probably would have been more psyched for it if it were in August because it's like the second game of the season. I'm like, yeah, they won. That's good. Looks like they're going to lose this game, but, you're not going to win them all. And, I'm hoping the Red Sox do well. That's all I can say. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the baseball season, what you like about it, maybe what you don't like about it. And, we have all spring and summer to enjoy it, so baseball's back. Enjoy it.